Great Spirit. Thank you. Thank you for this gorgeous, peaceful, amazing time. I hear something over there in the distance. Different kind of sound than I've ever heard. But we're up here. I'm so grateful for Chief. And I am so grateful for Hoopsie. Yeah, that little sign over there just says no campfires. Doesn't say nothing about no camping. We're here by Crystal Mountain. I want to say thank you for the elk we saw today, just a little while ago. We had another spot picked out to camp. We took a beautiful little hike, went up the footpath only trail, just not too far from where we parked. I keep missing his little hops. He bounces around like a rabbit. It's so daggone cute. Anyway, there's been no traffic here for a while. There was some traffic back yonder, and we were sighted, and we got to find some beautiful, amazing strawberries. Oh, thank you for the strawberry dessert. Strawberry moon. And there were strawberries. There he goes. Oh, it's just so adorable. And we got back there and was like, well, we've been spotted. We're kind of vulnerable right here. And it was kind of sketchy with the signal kind of coming in and out. So we took a look at the map and thought, well, why not? And there's a creek bed there. So let's go. And sure enough, just as we were coming around the way there with going around this Crystal Mountain, two big, gorgeous elk. Of course, a motorcycle dude come flying by. He didn't even notice them. We pulled over so he could go by, and he gave us the peace sign and went on. And we saw this little spot and we're like, hey, let's check it out. We've got excellent signal, interestingly enough. We hear you. Oh, you're flying in. You landed right up top there. You got a beautiful sound. Who are you? Well, now here comes a vehicle. No worries. I think you're a sapsucker of some type. Woodpecker. Yeah. We just might see the moon tonight. We just might. Anyway, I'm loving watching this cloud. She's been very, very talkative. So he's entertained for a little while. Yeah. Fly into your next tree. And tomorrow we will go in to Grandmother Kate's and get ourselves ready for Sister to arrive for her Sundance. It was so beautiful, absolutely wonderful and beautiful. Coming in, going to Chris's camp. As a sweet, sweet little campground. Not a KOA. She was very, very clear several times. Of course, they're operating it kind of like a KOA, but definitely local. And the reviews were beautiful. I read the one review. We were having some trouble and they helped us out. And I'm like, that's where I want to camp. And much, much less expensive than a KOA. A lot less expensive than like half the price of a KOA. With the same amenities. And even had this little petting zoo for the kids. And they got to feed bottles to them, to the sheep. And they had 2 sheep and 3 goats or something like that. 1, 2, yeah, they had 5 bottles altogether. And so it was so sweet watching them. And you've got to be tired, Chief. We had a beautiful hike. We came in, had our hot water, the whole 9 yards, went cruising around, found a beautiful little campground, got to sit by the riverbed and drum and offer prayers and beautiful prayers with the fire family in the morning. So I was in tears. It was just so beautiful to connect with the fire family again and then connecting with the grandmothers today. And well, get your nose out of the dirt and breathe, Chief. He caught 3 voles. The first one, I offered prayers and sent it down the riverbed, the creek bed. And the second one, she got up and took off. He found the nest. I covered the nest back up and offered prayers. And then the third one, I allowed him to eat. It was interesting. He ate it. And then probably about, 15 to 30 minutes later, he did the upchuck like an owl, a pellet. And it was the internal guts. Because I went and scooped it up so I wouldn't step in it while I was dancing and praying and doing my thing. And it was just the internal guts that would have made him ill, probably. So I found it interesting that he did the whole pellet thing, just like uh, Luna and Sandy with the owls, or the eagles. I never knew eagles coughed up pellets just like owls. Very, very interesting. So, yeah, I am just, oh, so grateful. And then having a beautiful conversation with a sister after the fire family, and basically regurgitating the same wisdom that was given to me when I was doing when I was having some issues. And it's like, wow. So I'm basically sharing my gratitude and this beautiful time here in the Black Hills. I've witnessed thoughts come through with all of these dirt bikes and four-wheelers and traffic, and going, wow. And this is one of the few national parks I have been in where rarely have I been without a signal, at least one bar. I think just there for a little while when we were thinking about, oh, this wouldn't be a nice place to stop and camp, that I had an SOS, and it was like, well, isn't this interesting? I will say, yes, I have been to some places on the motorcycles, the Iron Ponies, a few times where it's like, oh, I don't know how I did it. But being by myself, I had a chase vehicle, got those few times. Or I had the Royal Enfield Bullet, which was more like a dirt bike. But this particular peregrination, I am so grateful for Hoopsie, because we would have never, ever made it this far on an Iron Pony, especially up there in Montana, where it just seems to, we left a day early, and I left a beautiful note for them. We've got reservations for next year, and it'll be a beautiful time of the year, going into the caves, which will feel like air conditioning, and seeing about, let's schedule something here. And I left a one of the oracle decks with a little marker and instructions. Pull a card, and then take a look at the theme. Feel free to take the card in with you, but be sure to bring the card back. And meditate. They do puzzles, and they read, and a lot of talking. So yeah, that period of time is soaking in the hot springs, meditating, meditating 3 times a day, twice a day there when it was that last week, and sitting in the bathtub in the radon water. Whoa. Wow. The difference. And yeah. And then being summoned by Dad, and them sharing, you know, that I was the first person that they thought of. I'm like, really? To come take care of Dad while she goes to this wedding? Extremely formal wedding, from my understanding. Dad's like, can you see me putting on a tux? And he goes, I don't travel anymore. So, yeah. And then today, with the grandmother circle, getting a answer to the prayer of why Pipestone, Minnesota is summoning the pipe bundle. I at least have know now to a certain degree why I'm been feeling this calling to go to Pipestone and take the pipe bundle. I thought it, and maybe it is, maybe the pipe, the community animal peace pipe wants to be returned to the ground, to return to the earth. Of course, you know, my thoughts that come to me is we haven't quite made peace between all the animals yet. So why are you retiring? But maybe it's because of what's going on. And I didn't quite get the full explanation, but I'm definitely checking into it. And the elders calling on the young ones, please, it's time for you to pick up your staffs and take over. It's becoming too much for us, you know. Doing, doing. I hope you caught that. Oh, I hope I caught that. Doing, doing, doing. Bouncing like a rabbit. You're adorable, Chief. So anyway, I'm feeling, got that big cloud. It's feeling like time to retire into Hoopsie. I've got the citronella going down there. Ooh, I better check on it. Clearing out Hoopsie. I have this citronella. Oh, okay. Get a little bit longer before she goes down beyond those trees. But it is a beautiful cloud. Thank you. I know I haven't done any journals. When was the last journal entry I did? I think it was when I was in Montana. Of course, there's the dash cam, and I've shared a little bit here and nor there with the dash cam. But thank you, thank you, thank you. Where you at, Chief? Let's go. Ooh, got an echo. Chief? Oh. Oh. They have all these caves here, right? I've been in a lot of caves. But after sitting in the radon mine cave, so to speak, for 2 weeks, got here, and I'm loving following my intuition. I'm absolutely loving being able to travel. I've been to the Black Hills several times. Several times. However, this is the first time where it's like didn't really have an agenda when I showed up and can just drive and cruise and stop and going on a lot of these dirt roads, before it was where people wanted to take you. Well, oh, let me take you here. Let me take you there. Hey, let me show you this. Let me show you that. You need to go down here. You need to go this way. Well, reminds me of that song, like my dog thinks I am. You know, following your intuition. Like, yeah, there he is, popping his little head up. What you doing, Chief? I did a recall and you didn't come. I guess you could tell it wasn't a real one. I just wanted to know where you were at. Doing, doing. I love you, Chief. I love you, Great Spirit. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.